All right, welcome back to Hometown Spotlight on WLVL. I'm Frank Miller, and in studio we're joined with author Christina M, and we're talking about her new book, The Secret Sand Circle. So a portion of the proceeds of your book are being donated to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Can you tell me how that came about and why you decided to support that particular organization?
So when Sarah Bonk, who's the Commissioner of Mental Health, and I talked about this book, and I always have a charitable aspect to my books. I always donate $1 from every book to whatever. And it's usually connected to the topic. So Sarah and I were talking one day, and she said, my biggest challenge right now is that in my mental health department, there is no counseling for the mental health counselors. And her best example was when the Top shooting happened, right? Mm. Her mental health counselors were in the Jefferson area for 2 months. Wow. Trying to help the neighborhood get over the trauma. And that's just the start. They're not going to help them get over it, but they're going to get them started, right? But when those individuals went back to the office, went back to County Hall, they had spent 8 weeks taking on all the pain and all the agony and all the stories and memories of the families that lost those people. But there was no place for them to offload that. There was no one for them to talk to. There was no counselor for them if they needed it. I'm not saying they did, but if they needed it. And I can't imagine you wouldn't need someone to talk to about that. And really, it's protected information. You're not supposed to go tell other people about it.
Right, with HIPAA and all that.
Right. So, Sarah said, we don't have a counselor for the counselors for helping those who help us. So that was it. I said, okay, let's start donating towards that. I chose NAMI for the very specific reason that they are grassroots, and they have over 600 branches across the United States, because I travel with my books. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be able to make a difference, not only here, but wherever I went when I presented. So $1 from the sale of every book, of every Secret Sand Circle, goes to NAMI, Buffalo, and Western New York, no matter where I sell it.
That's fantastic.
And then when I'm in a community on the road, and right now I have 6 states set up, I hope to get another 3. Any book I sell in that community, an additional $1 will go to the NAMI in that community.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's funny you mentioned.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
The whole point is, and the agreement is, you're going to use this to either pay, because some of them do have counselors for their counselors,
right, or
to start a program for counselors to help the counselors, the people who help us, because it's so important.
It's funny. It reminds me of a Snoopy cartoon, of all things. A number of years back, Charles M. Schulz, I remember reading it. It's a strip that stuck with me. I don't remember when I saw it, but Snoopy is having a rough night. Charlie Brown goes out and calms him down. Then Charlie Brown goes back to the bed, but he's sitting in bed. And the caption just says, "Who reassures the reassurer?"
Yes. Oh, I've got to find that.
And I will find it. And if I find it, I'll send it to you. But it has always stuck in my head. And when I saw this book, this, and the whole concept of it just really reminded, it's true. Who's there to reassure the reassurers? We only got about 2 minutes left here. So the last thing I just want to ask you, as far as, the book and everything, if somebody wants to help further the cause, raise awareness for mental health care, or just get more involved, what do you suggest they do?
Well, first of all, buy my book, and because it will help NAMI already. But what I want to say is that any group, organization, book club, school, community, I don't care who it is. If you've got 8 people or more, it can be hundreds, I don't care, and they'll buy the book and read it, I'll come and talk, and I don't ask for anything. Mm-hmm. I don't want anybody to pay me to come and tell you about the story behind the story of this book. But it's a way to raise money. It's also a way for me to sell books, which is helpful to me. And it also gets us into the community more to have the dialogue.
Right.
I would love to work with mental health organizations. I would love to work with study groups. I would love to work with UB. Let's really start to make this something that everybody's talking about. And then the other thing is, of course, NAMIs are everywhere in the United States, National Alliance of Mental Illness, but find your own. Most everybody knows a mental health organization, and if you don't, just go online and Google it, or ask somebody else Find one, and then volunteer. And volunteer can be anything from make some cookies and drop them off for the people who staff those places. You don't have to get involved if it's too scary to think about talking about mental health issues.
Right.
Up to you can be someone on their phone lines, on their crisis phone lines. Yep. It's so important. And there's not one of us. I don't care if you want to not tell the truth or not, but there's not one of us that hasn't had a mental health issue at some point in our lives, even as kids. They're simple things, but it's still, we need to be respectful of our mental health as well as our physical health.
Well, and that's why I applaud you for writing a book like this, and also just for coming in to talk about it. Thank you so much. And
and just real quick, there are mental health numbers in the back of the book too.
Yes.
Organizations locally or nationally.
Excellent. So again, this is local author Christina M talking about The Secret Sand Circle. Christina, one last time, if somebody wants to buy a copy of your book, where would they go?
Go to my website, ChristinaApp.com, and it's $15. If I have to ship it to you, it's $20, and that includes shipping and tax. If you're just buying the book and you want to come meet me somewhere, it's $15.
Excellent. Christina, thank you so much for stopping in. And let's hope it's not another, 15 years before we see each other. But I swear you look the same. You have not changed a bit since I last saw you. So
wait till you see me try to get up off the stool. I don't move just quite the same. But
we'll
thanks,
save
Frank.
those bits for the cutting room floor.
It's good to see you, too. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the time.
You're welcome. And again, you've been listening to Hometown Spotlight right here on your hometown station, 1340 WLVL, and streaming at WLVL.com. We'll see you next time on Hometown Spotlight.